Kyle Bradshaw from Cruiser Customizing.
Gregory Beck with WWGe Distributing.
On this week's Wednesday with Greg, we're talking about MotoRex oils. Now, for a really long time, MotoRex has been a leader in the industry when it comes to motorcycle-specific oils. Now, Greg, why are there motorcycle-specific oils?
Yeah, motorcycle oils are different than car oils because they have different requirements. The cars usually don't have a clutch residing in the same compartment as the engine, but also motorcycles have a lot more horsepower per cubic inch, and the requirements are a little different.
Originally, MotoRex focused on race oils, full synthetics, synthetic blends, things of that nature. But just recently, MotoRex has released Legend Oil. Now, this is oil that they've developed. This is a mineral-based oil, not a synthetic, that's good for just about any Vtwin.
Yeah, whether it's water-cooled or air-cooled, this oil is going to be a really good oil for your Vtwin.
Now, why are the requirements for a Vtwin different than that of, say, a race bike or a high-performance motor? The RPMs on this bike behind us are never going to get above 6,000 to 7,000 RPM.
Yeah, rarely.
Whereas you've got super bikes out there that are spinning 20K.
Now MotoRex has addressed that and come out with a really cool oil at a really good price.
Now, I'm not saying that synthetic isn't a good thing to run in your bike, but for those of you who are price conscious or value driven, this fully synthetic motor oil here will be perfect for any of your Vtwin, metric, or Harley Davidsons. But the price of this is going to be right around 20 bucks a liter.
Yeah, you know, if you have a big Harley and you start to put out a lot of horsepower,
for sure,
you might want to look at this because this stuff's going to work better ultimately. But if you don't need it, why spend the extra money?
The Legend Oil, which is a mineral-based oil, is going to run you roughly $8 a liter. That's a big savings.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing I'd like to touch on, the startup characteristics of a mineral-based versus a synthetic. You want to touch on that, Greg?
Yeah, you know, usually the highest wear in an internal combustion engine is initial startup because the oils are not up in the upper end other than what was there when the motor shut down, but it all drains back. So if you have cams sitting up there or cams that are high in the engine, during startup, they might be a little oil deprived until the pump starts bringing the oil up there. Well, in a synthetic, the material in here bonds itself to the metals in the engine, so that when you start up, they're already lubricated.
In talking to the guys at the factory, they told me a little bit of how a synthetic is made. Basically, what happens when a synthetic goes through heating cycles, it then breaks the elements apart. And when those elements break, they have more surface area to be able to stick to or bond to metal inside your motor. So this will coat the walls of your cylinders, it will coat all of your parts, and allow that to be lubricated upon that initial startup.
Yeah, really important. So if you have a motorcycle that's got a lot of horsepower, or let's say is going to be something that you're going to have for a long time, the investment in this might be worth it. But if you're just going to have a cruiser, a daily driver, a low RPM, and you just want a really good oil,
what are some of the key differences between the Legend mineral-based product and the MotoRex fully synthetic motor oils? Thank you for watching this week's Wednesday with Greg.
And ride safe. And well lubricated.